Hello, once again, and I'd like to welcome you to another segment of Forever Young, where we believe age is nothing but a number, and you're just as young as you feel. And so I'm Dr. Sharon Mitchell. I'm one of the co hosts of our program. And in his absence today, our other co host, David Linton, will not be joining us, but I do have with me the beautiful Jean Hendricks. We call her the beautiful because she is. And we have a special guest with us. But before we introduce our guest who's going to continue talking about healthy eating and living, I'd like to certainly bring in Miss Jean Hendricks to say hello and share some pearls of wisdom with you. Miss Jean, if you'll join us at this time.
Thank you, Dr. Mitchell. And as always, it is a delight for me to join to share this post with you. And today I have a short poem entitled Healthy Lifestyle. And it says, don't judge anybody by their body shape and not with the kind of food they take. They may be more healthy than you from inside and can also be your health guide. Your body is important, so give it a nice treat. And I want you to have a wonderful life with happiness and healthy lifestyle. Back to you, Dr. Mitchell.
Thank you, Miss Jean. And as usual, you always give us some pearls of wisdom that we can walk away with. That's always pertinent to the subject matter that we have as our show focus. And so again, today we're going to pick up with our conversation that we had on our last show. And if you missed it, I encourage you to go back and look at it. We had a special guest, Miss Karla Coffey Dunning, who's a registered and licensed dietitian with over 15 years of experience. Her career experiences with nutrition are diverse and interesting, with the patient population ranging from a nursing home to inmates to currently military veterans at the Atlanta VA. Ms. Coffey has a Bachelor's of Science in Nutrition and Dietetics and a Master's in Gerontology, both from Georgia State University. She is a board certified renal dietitian and a personal group exercise trainer for older adults. She's also a member of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics Association and is an exercise enthusiast, having run the Peachtree Road Race for the past 8 years. And so without further ado, I'd like to certainly introduce Ms. Karla. To some, you will be meeting her for the first time. For others, she's a return guest, and we have a return by popular demand. Ms. Karla, if you'll say hello to our audience.
Hello, how's everybody doing?
Excellent. Thank you so much. Miss Jean and I are just so excited that you're back again with us. We almost couldn't close out our last session because it was so interesting, and the information you were sharing with us, even for us personally, we know that it's going to get us back into a place of good health and healthy eating habits. And so we like to start off a little bit by asking you, for the group that didn't get us the last time and didn't see our previous session, if you can provide an overview of what you do as a registered dietitian. You shared a little bit of that with us the last time, but for those who are joining us for the first time, if you give us a little bit overview once again.
Okay, it's very simple. Dietitians, we help people with their diets. Also, too, we help you with different types of dietary and health conditions such as diabetes, overweight. Again, you will need a dietitian for at least once in your life, or to meet with somebody, a dietitian, at least once in your life, to evaluate your healthy or to see if your eating habits are healthy. So dietitians are needed and work from cradle to the grave. And so again, dietitians are very vital in the whole medical nutrition process. Actually, I think we're more important than doctors and pharmacists, because we actually give you life advice instead of trying to push you with the pill.
Exactly.
Yes, you're so right about that. Let me ask you this question. Life continues. Let's continue our discussion on healthy eating. What are the consequences of not eating or not doing what you're supposed to do as far as your eating is concerned for older adults? What are the consequences?
One of the consequences I see is like malnutrition. People don't talk about malnutrition. Just because a person is obese doesn't mean that they're malnourished. Also, too, people don't realize the impact of mental health. Right now, we're in a
Mm-hmm.
mental health crisis in this country. And I think one of the treatments is actually seeing a dietitian to evaluate a
Mm-hmm.
person's eating habits if they suffer from depression, anxiety, or other mental health illnesses. So there is a direct link with nutrition and mental health, and one of the consequences would be again poor nutrition, and also too, if you have poor chewing and swallowing, you're going to lose a large amount of weight, and also you could be on the verge of death. So again, a dietitian, again, we are vital in every piece, I think, in the whole
Mm-hmm.
older adult process. So it's very important for you to evaluate your eating habits and to see a dietitian at this age.
Hmm.
Mm, okay,
Wow.
very good. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
And Carly, you're talking about good nutrition. Never ever thought about nutrition as it relates to eating. Can you talk about how do you get your clients to that point of not just eating to be eating, but to have healthy nutrition as well?
Well, I think the first thing what you do, I am very realistic with. If I have a client, I always want them to take a picture where they're actually eating currently, because a lot of people, we live different lives. I mean, some
Hmm.
people still working, some people are retired. You have some people
Hmm.
taking care of multi-generational households. So their life is gonna their advice, or my dietary advice, is gonna be based on what they're already doing in their current life. And then we haven't really talked about, also far as seniors, the food insecurity. It's getting to
Yes.
be very, and they're not reporting that, and they haven't really did,
Mm-hmm.
to
Hmm.
me, a good job of talking about
Hmm.
seniors, and there actually are food insecure seniors that we don't even see every day. Just because they're getting a little social security
Mm-hmm.
check, maybe a pension, you
Hmm.
understand that may go back, they have to support over maybe 10 people on that one, or
Mm-hmm.
one or two checks. So again, a lot of seniors are proud, and they do not report that they have food insecurity or are able to make a healthy meal, just because they probably can't stand up in the kitchen to cook.
Wow.
Wow.
Mm, okay.
What does food insecurity actually mean? Is it just I don't have enough food or I can't afford the food? What does that really mean?
It's basically it's kind of a both definition. I mean, you're gonna see different
Okay.
definitions of a food security. Some people cannot go to the grocery store and buy food or groceries just
Hmm.
because of the budget, because everything has went up
Okay.
during this super inflation time. So to be
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
insecure means that you cannot buy the basics to make it after you
Wow.
have paid off your bills.
Hmm.
And so a
Wow.
lot of people, they really don't qualify again for
Hmm.
uh, public assistance, or people say, why don't you get like SNAP
Right.
or food
Hmm.
snaps or food programs. A lot of these seniors don't, they're like on that borderline. They qualify, but they can't qualify due to their income, but they still can afford
Okay.
groceries.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Right.
And
Okay.
cannot cook healthy food at the same time, just because again they have different multi, chronic health conditions. They can't walk. A lot of them have COPD, which you have to sit down to
Hmm.
cook. And again, a microwavable meal would not be a healthy meal, or fast food. And a lot of things just go get a two-piece snack from Popeyes every day, and that's not healthy
Hmm.
at all either.
Mm,
Wow.
right. Okay. All right.
Wow.
Very good. Let me ask you this question. What advice do you provide in preparing for a comprehensive health, eating, and nutrition program for seniors?
Well, first, I know we're in the, since the pandemic, you really don't need an office. You don't really need. Only thing I've been in front of a laptop
Hmm.
doing classes. So first, what I would do,
Wow.
I do a lot of texting. I always tell patients to take a picture.
Hmm.
I tell them, don't lie,
Okay.
just show me what you're actually eating. And so I like to just I do 24-hour recall.
Hmm.
So you tell me what you eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then you have some patients, they like to write everything down. Like it's like a paragraph
Hmm.
text. And I like to
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
analyze line by line to actually see how I can help you. And I
Hmm.
do it
Mm-hmm.
like in real time. And so it's something similar like Weight Watchers. I mean, I'm not trying to be critical of what
Hmm.
people eat, but people really, food is emotional. So people really get emotional with food.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Uh,
true. It is.
Our guest tonight is Dr. Eugene Gibson. What do you love the most about your practice of Black preaching?
I believe that when you talk about African American preaching, you also have to talk about social location. We who have been kissed by nature's son in this country have had to endure oppression, which means that our social location has been one of oppression, suppression, and depression. So I would say African American preaching, or any preaching that deals with people who are marginalized, is the I guess the enterprise where we dare to hope in spite of what we see, and we view God based on our social location. Eschatological hope that what is going on now won't always be.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
Guys, today we have a bone-in pork shoulder. And look, we're gonna be cooking that in our Instapot. So you guys got your Instapots ready? Let's cook.
You're joining us for Forever Young, and we're talking about healthy eating and healthy living. And we have a wonderful guest with us who's sharing her insights. She's a registered dietitian, sharing with us ways that we can be healthy and improve our overall options as it relates to our eating habits and nutrition. So having said that, I'd like to ask you this question regarding vitamins and minerals. Are our needs different as senior adults than younger adults when it comes to vitamins and minerals for the body?
It's slightly different, but not too much.
Okay.
One vitamin I think everybody needs to get is vitamin D. We've been inside for so long, even in America, we don't get enough vitamin D, and vitamin D is the super vitamin. And also, too, far as women, we don't get enough calcium for our bones. So the calcium and the vitamin D recommendations will go up. But in general, as we do get older, everything kind of stays the same. And also the iron, how much iron that you need. And also people don't realize how much fiber. Fiber is very important because that makes you go, to move your bowels is very, very important. As we do get older, they do slow down. So that's a fact.
Right.
That's why you will walk, drink more water, or eat fruits and vegetables naturally. Like those blueberries, raspberries, they're going to have some fiber. So you always, because the seeds are the fiber. And so the fiber recommendation needs to go up. Also, it guards against colon cancer. That's why you eat your dark green leafy vegetables, kale, and collards, and also get you a fruit snack. But make sure the fruit snack is kind of healthy. So this is like a fruit salad. So again, you can't eat all the fruit salad. It's high in sugar. Again, high in natural sugar. So you got your cantaloupe, your watermelon, your honeydew. Again, so even with your fruit salad, it's just recommended that you get about a cup. So a portion would be a cup. So this will always eat fruit 30 minutes before a meal or 30 minutes after a meal.
Oh, wow. That's a good takeaway. Very
Yeah, so
good.
you always
Awesome.
want to eat fruit, right? Eat fruit
Good.
as a snack.
Good. 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 Okay, let me ask you this question. How important is physical activity to healthy living and eating?
Physical activity is they go hand in hand. You can't have, to me,
Right.
one without the other. I mean, if you are ready to eat healthy, then you need to be on some type of exercise plan, low impact exercise plan. Also, I recommend swimmers I recommend seniors start to go to water aerobics. Water aerobics are good on your joints. You have several programs. You got the YMCA, you have Wade Walker, you have also too Lou, I think, yeah,
You
Lou
walk,
Walker out there in
you
Lithonia. They
walking.
have a water.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You have DeKalb
Uh-huh.
Wellness. DeKalb Wellness,
Mm-hmm.
their whole program is geared for older adults right here in Decatur. So you need to look at water aerobics. At least go 3 times a week. Again, you will feel better, sleep better, and then you're able to
Mm-hmm.
exercise with weights. And they do have, I think, instructors that are tailored to older adults, because a lot of older adults don't. They say they don't want to be with the young people. And then also too, make sure all older adults are you join
Mhm.
Silver Sneakers. Anybody, make sure
Okay.
you join Silver Sneakers, because they also is a good resource for older adults to tell you where to go in your area, and also to
Mhm.
help you out. And then when you go out of town, you went to New Orleans, you could have did the Silver Sneakers. They said, well, this is the LA Fitness or wherever by your hotel, and you could have did, your little
Oh,
water aerobics
wow.
class morning, because most of the things, I think in essence was at night. So you can
Mhm.
it's all kind of things you can do to get your exercise, and all kind of programs that are available for an older adult. That's right there by your. You can call Silver Sneakers, or you can also just look it up on the computer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So water
Let me.
Wow.
That's
aerobics is that.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's real good. I was just thinking about someone that I know who is a senior citizen and they're in a wheelchair. Is there exercises for them to do in a wheelchair at home,
Same
perhaps? Or
thing. Same thing, because most places have to be handicap accessible. I know the Y does a good
Mm.
job with that, because they do have
Mhm.
a lift.
Right.
Also, Silver
right.
Sneakers. They
Mhm.
need
Mm-hmm.
to do water aerobics. So
Right.
anybody in a wheelchair do some, they can get there and do water aerobics. So
Mhm.
don't let wheelchair limit them to not do exercise.
Very good. Very good.
Wow.
Thank you.
So, Carl, I wanted to back up a minute. We talked about vitamins and minerals a minute ago. Should seniors take supplements like vitamin D supplements or vitamin C? We hear all of these supplements that they're selling. Or should we just try to get them
Uh,
from the food?
I say a big no. I recommend
Okay.
no supplement, even that Prevagen. Greg
Hmm.
got, they talk
Yep.
about that memory. His mind is
Brain,
strong
right.
as an elephant. No, it's not. And they taking your money. They like $40, and all these are geared for
Hmm.
older adults to take your money. So I would recommend, the only thing I would do as a dietitian, just recommend over the counter, be the vitamin D. Everything else you can get from the food, and naturally through the food, any type of vitamins and minerals, you can get your daily recommended amount. And then always talk to your doctor. Any kind of medicine, you always, because
Hmm.
sometimes the supplements may interfere with your blood pressure medicine or some other
Wow.
medicine. You don't know what to put in these supplements, because all supplements are not regulated in America.
Hmm.
So any kind of
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
supplement you think
Sure.
about, you want to have actually that conversation with a doctor, a real doctor, your
Mm-hmm.
physician,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
because
That's
there is
good.
some
Right.
I just,
interaction. Like anything they got,
Mm-hmm.
they all on. That's all you see on the evening news. It's gonna be your sleep
hmm,
aid. It's gonna be
yep.
the joint commercial, and it's that
Right.
Prevagen.
Yep.
And
Mm-hmm.
that Prevagen is
I
forty
just saw
dollars.
that. Yep.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they
I
got
just
many
saw it.
commercials. They got the lady washing rocks. They got 4 different. I just know Greg, his mind's as strong as an elephant. I'm like, no, Greg, it's not.
Right.
You need Greg need to eat some berries. That's gonna help his mind. That's what's gonna help Greg.
Exactly.
Berries and
That'll get rid of the
Yes,
brain fog, right?
that's right.
yeah.
That's right. Now, let me ask you
So,
this. For seniors that's on a tight budget, and most of us who live on a tight budget, we cannot afford to buy extras. What do you suggest for them as far as how can they afford to purchase healthy food? Because healthy foods and fresh vegetables are a little bit higher than a canned food. What do you suggest for
Mm-hmm.
them?
Well, I just know we're going through a major food inflation. So, I mean,
Yes,
only thing I
Lord.
could think,
Yes,
if
yes.
you do canned foods, make sure you do no salt added canned foods. You also can do frozen vegetables.
Okay.
Frozen vegetables,
Okay.
they haven't went up in price that much. But you can get the
Mm-hmm.
family pack of frozen vegetables, and that should keep you 3 months. You can
Okay.
freeze fruit. You can freeze bananas. You can get the frozen fruit. Also, you need to buy oatmeal. You can also buy beans like real beans, and just soak them. So these are the real beans. Far as meats, that's why you need to be a vegan right now, because meat has gone through the roof. I mean, you can't find a chicken wing under $24.
Yeah,
So you
That's
always
that's
want
right.
to
right.
make
That's
sure
right.
that
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
eggs, I mean, you always want to keep the basics. Eggs, or get your
Mm-hmm.
gallon of almond milk, or it can be regular milk. And also, you can do sandwich meats, and then again, cereal. Always keep dry cereal on hand. You could do salad mixes. So that's what I would recommend. And also, all these things too, if you're on a budget, you can go to the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree has majority of everything that I said. Peanut butter, unless they have a recall, you could do that. Also, sardines. People don't realize
Mm-hmm.
sardines are very healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Sardines are high
Mm-hmm.
in omega-3 fatty acids. So you can do that too if you're on a budget. So these are simple
Uh,
snacks. And again, simple things that you can have. And also too, try to make a lot more soups. I know, right? We're not in the soup type of season right
mm-hmm.
now, but again, you
Mm-hmm.
could do chili. People eat chili all the time. I mean, year round, but you
Mm-hmm.
can make a big pot of chili and freeze it and break it
Mm-hmm.
down.
Okay.
And also, you
Mm-hmm.
could do vegetarian soup, and you can have that all the time. A soup, a salad, a soup and sandwich. So there's a variety of things that you can do to
Mm-hmm.
get away from this food inflation that we all are experiencing. Especially, it's
Mm-hmm.
been hard, I see, on seniors, again, with
Mm-hmm.
food insecurity.
For Friends in the Book podcast, reading and reviewing the conversation by Hill Harper, talking about relationships, talking about dating. We gotta talk about sex.
All
Yeah, look on the page. Yeah.
Well, let's do it. Let's talk about it. Let's go into this whole sex thing. Okay.
Part-time job, full-time hustle, all-time Shiro to all of us. You nurture, we listen. You teach, we thrive. You lift our spirits, but we've got to lay down the truth. It's time for you, our Shiro, to stretch for the stars. A free online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Start saving more for retirement so you can feel prepared and live your life to the fullest. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
If you listen to what I said, we're not saying that people have to be in agreement. But part of being emotionally and relationally mature is that people should be able to say things to you and you not give off a venom or a rejective persona that makes them feel as if they can't even share it with you. Because how can we fix anything if we're not able to share a thing?
So, Carla, before we run out of time, can you talk a little bit about how do we stay on some type of healthy eating path as we approach the holidays? What do we need to do? Because the cakes and the pies are coming out, and it's going to be hard to resist. How do we
First, you
how
gotta
do we do
say you
that?
eat breakfast in the morning. Number one, that's the number one meal of the
Okay.
day.
Hmm.
Stick with that breakfast. If you're going to an event, just like people say, eat before you go. So you know
Okay.
that you're not, if you eat before you go to a big event, you're not going to eat, especially if you go to somebody's house for a party. You're not going to eat that much because
Hmm.
you already have something going in your system. You got to drink that water. Water is key. Water is key. Cut those sodas. They do have like a zero. I recommend this for everybody, non-diabetics, people on again, who are on kidney issues, you need to get zero sugar ginger ale. If you want some type of pop or fizz, so they do have zero sugar ginger ale. It's always good to have. So it's 000. And then also too, you got to cut away from this processed foods such as hot dogs. Hot dogs are the worst thing you could eat because there's no hot dogs running around. And again, people love these hot dogs. So again, so you want to cut that processed food from your diet and then cut those ribs. But I know people love ribs, so it's nothing that I can ever do to keep ribs off the menu. So if you're trying to get started, again, breakfast, more water. Again, cut the soda, cut out the excess sugar.
Okay.
Very good. Awesome. Awesome. I think you have covered everything that I thought about. I wanted to ask you, other than what is your address so I can come over and help you with some of that food that you have over there?
This is also healthy, right?
Yes, it is healthy, and I need that.
Yes.
Yes. Back to you, Dr. Mitchell.
Okay, so Karla, you talked about eating before you go, but how do I avoid some of the high calorie food that we have during the holidays in Black households? We do greens, we got potato salad, we got mac and cheese. How do we control ourselves during that period of time with that type of food?
Everything is portion control. You can have it, but it's the amount. You can have that potato salad, but again, it's a half a cup, a little of this, a little of that. I know these things are rich in carbs, especially we don't need a lot of carbs. And also break the portions up. Like you can always save it for another day. If you're going over someone's house, take a to-go plate. Always make sure you eat more green vegetables. My key word is vegetables, vegetables, vegetables. So a lot of people don't add a lot of vegetables when you go over cookouts. So again, with the high carb, with the African American diet, you just want to make sure you add something green, when you're eating your ribs.
Oh, those are ribs. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they look delicious.
Yes.
These are ribs.
Oh, wow. That is awesome. Awesome. But I'm serious about the food that you have prepared for our audience and also for Dr. Mitchell and I. It looks good. And I think what I have to remember when I come over there, I'm just going to have just one of each one of the one serving, one rib, and half a cup of the blueberry.
Oh, what about dessert?
Oh, yeah, dessert. What would be a good dessert for us?
Right.
Well, I mean, I have a cupcake here, but see how small this cupcake is. So again, this is portion control. So instead of buying a whole cake, I just bought cupcakes. So that'll be a good way. You can taste the cake, so that'll be okay.
Oh, good. Okay. That's a good point because I had thought, and most of us enjoyed some type of dessert during the holidays, and we bake cakes and things like that. So now I hear you saying that we need to, instead of baking cakes, just bake cupcakes, which is good. That's good. That's a good idea. Yes, I like that. Back to you, Dr. Mitchell.
So Karla, before we wrap up, can you talk about how do we season our food as African Americans without all the salt and all of the ham hocks and the like that make the dish unhealthy? The food could be healthy, but then we add things that make it unhealthy. How do we season to make it still taste good?
You can kind of use unsalted chicken broth instead of that hog maw hot fatback salt pork. Actually, it was pretty good. You can always have garlic. Garlic is going to be the base. Some people don't like to really use a lot of garlic, but garlic should be your base. And also purple onions. And then you want to use garlic powder, onion powder, or anything like that. So this is garlic powder. Use fresh garlic. Also, you have Mrs. Dash. You also can use, again, fresh cilantro. You can use fresh herbs and spices. So with this, again, like I said, the unsalted chicken broth will be your base for any kind of soups or even if you do some greens. actually was pretty good. You could do the unsalted chicken broth as your base. You know, do some couple cloves of a couple cloves of garlic, and then again, that's pretty good as far as if you want to get away from that ham hock hog maw fat back salt pork.
Okay.
That's
Wow.
good.
Well, those are excellent. Yeah, those are excellent ways to give us some good tips so that it still tastes good and it's still good for us.
Right.
Well, as usual,
Uh-huh.
Carla, you know, we always enjoy talking to you, and here we are out of time. And so we
Oh
certainly
man,
like to
I
bring.
got to come back. I got to come back.
Yes,
Yes. Yes.
that's why we have to always bring you back because it's always so much. And we always walk away with so many good tips from you that puts us in the path of having a healthy lifestyle and eating. Even during the holidays, you give us the tips to let us
Yes.
be healthy and enjoy the
Right.
holidays, that we're not people saying, I can't eat anything. So we like to thank
Right.
you once
Right.
again for joining us once again on behalf of our executive producer, Dr. E. Dewey Smith, our producer, Benton Aladdin, our social producer, Cami Tampin, and my co-host, Gene Hendricks, who's always so much fun when we do these episodes, and in his absence, David Linton. And so, Carl, as we wrap up, if you'll tell our audience how they once again can get in touch with you, and they'll see you again because we'll bring you back, but give them the information on how they can get in touch with you.
Okay, yes, please, if you want to conversate or if you want a nutritional consult or if you need some help with meal planning, please email me. That'll be the best way to contact me, and I'll feel free. We can conversate then about nutrition, what I love to do.
Thank you so much. And on behalf of our executive producer and our team, we like to say this was Forever Young, and we enjoy having you with us today. And we hope you'll take these tips. And remember, age is just a number, and you're just as young as you feel. See you the next time.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.